Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're going over the Ogryn's talent tree. Going to take my first look at it all, and I'm sure many of you have seen many other videos covering it, but let's go through it with me because damn I'm excited. Right, here we go. So I am level 30, so I do have 30 points to spend, and oh, these are the blitz abilities, of course. Not the blitz abilities, the... Oh no, wait, hold up, I'm talking rubbish. That's my current blitz ability, that's my current aura, and that's my current ultimate ability selected. But we're going to ignore all of that, and we're going to create a little build of our own, and I'll showcase what each of the main abilities look like in-game. So, let's begin, shall we? I think, since the Bull Rush abilities down the left, we're going to start going down the right-hand side, I would say. This is in no particular specific build. I'm just going to literally go down in directions and see what happens. Later on in my career with talent trees, I'll probably look to build something specific and strong. So first up, we've got Reloaded and Ready, which is 12% range damage for 6 seconds on reload. Instantly sticks out as a kickback / rumbler must-have. So those are one-shot weapons. You're going to get 12% damage every shot. If you've got this perk, it's a no-brainer if you're running the kickback or the rumbler. And we've got 2% toughness regeneration while bracing your ranged weapon. This will be good for the heavy stubbers if you've got some good continuous fire. I'm sure if you get charmed reload, you're going to get a lot of time out of that. And it'd also link quite well with Inspiring Barrage as well, which does the same. So we're just going to give that a nice cheeky click. Got Linchpin, which is toughness replenished, while incoherency is increased by 50%. So that is quite a good team passive bonus. If you're with your team, you're going to get big toughness regeneration boosts. And we've just got an extra 25 toughness there, which isn't too bad. Jumping into our Frag Bomb. So let's just activate that, and what I'm going to do instantly is I'm going to come out into our lovely zone here, and let's find ourselves a bunch of maybe newly infected. Yeah, look at all of them. Oh wait, hold up. Hold your horses, boys. Let's let's make it so they can't see us, so that we actually have time to demonstrate what this looks like. So let's get a nice lovely bunch of them, make sure we spread them out so we can see what the exact blast radius is, and judging by the video, this grenade does a lot. So without further ado, it looks tiny in the hands. Without further ado, let's give it a shot. Oh my god! They're all gone! There's just weapons! Oh wow, that's incredible. Okay, so let's just create a little line and see just how far that explosion is getting them. It absolutely deleted them. Okay, that's a pretty big line. Here we go. Oppenheimer style. 3, 2, 1. Oh my... I don't know, the people beyond him survived and died, and he survived, and oh my goodness. Look at the sides, it's created a pile of bodies. Oh my goodness, what a time. This is incredible. I absolutely adore this grenade. This is absolutely incredible. Oh my goodness. You can have one as well, mate. Absolutely destroyed. Okay, the sound effects as well. Absolutely amazing. Oh, wow. Okay, right. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've got a lot to get through. First impressions of the Frag Bomb. Absolutely beautiful. Right. Soften them up. Enemies damaged by you take 15% more damage for 5 seconds. That's decent enough. You get one hit in, you're getting more damage. Let's go for it. Got just another cheeky bit of toughness. I assume these ones are all, yeah, just base boosts to stats. We've got Point Blank Barrage, which swaps and reloads your ranged weapon. You have 25% rate of fire and 70% reload speed for the next 10 seconds. Okay. Let's have a look. I believe I've misspoken about this ability in previous videos. It's only 25% rate of fire. I said 80%, but I think I got that mixed up with the reload speed, and even that was wrong at 70%. But anyway, let us have a look. I've got my Gorgonum. We can spend some bullets, just so we need to reload it, and then should we give ourselves a big target? Why not a Crusher? They don't usually take that much damage, do they? So we'll come out to our shovel, get our Gorgonum, and we'll just lay in, pepper him. Oh yeah. And we actually did kill him in one clip. Obviously, using a heavy stubber against a Crusher isn't the most ideal situation. And, oh, I didn't actually use my reload speed while I was at it, so we didn't actually demonstrate how blindingly quick we could reload the weapon. But we didn't get through the entire clip before it finished, I suppose. I am sad that the ammo reserves on the Gorgonum and all the heavy stubbers is being destroyed, but I'm sure... I just really hope that they'll change that in the future. I am going to see what the Rumbler is like with this upgrade. We can also test its damage buff as well, so let's give it a shot. Okay, here we go. Skip that so you don't have to wait for the time with me, and we're going in. This is insane. Oh my goodness. Well, it didn't kill most of them, which is pretty sad. But my goodness, the damage it's doing isn't what I would have thought. So let's just crack open the original AI and see exactly how much damage this is doing. Oh dear. Did I just see 168? Is that really all? Any more? 168. 168. 200. Oh my Jesus! So it's carapace it doesn't take damage against. Interesting. Hold up. Right. So it is terrible against carapace armor, but it is very much buffed against other units. That is... It is better. It does blow things quite far away. It is better, but it's... it does a lot of damage to unyielding enemies, but I'm not feeling it still. I don't know. It is amazing though. But maybe I just want weapons to feel incredibly overpowered at all times, maybe. But anyway, we shall move on, shall we? So alongside our lovely Point Blank Barrage, we can increase its ability by, when it's active, we can replenish 2% toughness for every shot fired and 10% on each reload. So that'll work also amazingly with repeatedly firing weapons such as the Gorgonums. So we'll click that just for the fun. We've got Thick of the Fray, which has removed 50% of braced movement, speed penalties, and gained 15% close range damage while Point Blank Barrage is active. So using the kickback, rumbler, ripper, anything you want to be in the face of the enemy, you want that because it's going to be a big one. And it appears that you can select 2 of these 4 options. Obviously, you can maybe only pick... You have to pick this one to get into the tree, but then you can only pick one on the other side. So, other ones we have are Light 'em Up, which is ranged attacks apply 3 stacks of burn while Point Blank Barrage is active, and Hail of Fire is 30% rending to your ranged attacks while Point Blank Barrage is active. So right off the bat, I would say that the 30% rending to your ranged attacks is clearly the best option, and that's probably what I'd go for 90% of the time. Though this one is pretty decent if you're using close range stuff, but 30% rending, considering the rending buffs we got, is definitely the option to go for, I would say. Moving down, we've got 5% reload boost into Pacemaker, which is hitting 5 or more enemies with a single attack, grants 25% reload speed for 5 seconds. And we've got Ammo Stash, which increases my ammo reserve by 25%. So, this is... Pacemaker's good for the Rumbler or the Grenadier Gauntlet, anything that's hitting a lot of enemies in one go. And Ammo Stash is obviously great for Gorgonims. It's probably why they absolutely dumpstered the Gorgonims ammo reserve, because they added something in the skill tree. Still wounded about it. I don't really want to compensate it with something in the talents, because it's just like a flat weapon nerf, just so you could make the talent tree seem more enticing. Not really a big fan of that personally. But then we can continue to go down into our ranged damage boost, get us a bit of extra ranged damage, and our aura is 20% damage against suppressed enemies for me and allies in coherency. So if I'm suppressing lots of enemies, people are going to do a lot of damage to those. We've got toughness damage reduction, which is pretty simple enough. 50% coherency radius, which we had before with towering presence. And we've got unstoppable momentum, which is plus 20% movement speed for 2 seconds on ranged kill. So you could probably start to dart around quite quickly. Let's just see how well that works. Let's get a weapon that'll be easier to kill smaller units with. Get us some newly infected so we can have a go. Yeah, it feels pretty fast, to be fair, but I don't often think you really need that much movement speed whilst you're firing your weapon, so you might want to go with towering presence on that side, unless you want to go for massacre. I don't know if you can pick them both at the same time, and you can't. So if you want to go for massacre, which is killing an enemy that's 1% critical chance for 6 seconds, you need to go unstoppable momentum, and it's a bit meh, so I would probably go to this side, because I've just noticed this increases explosion radius by 22.5%. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're getting all of the explosions out now. Where is it? Rumbler. We've got our big grenade. And let's spawn some more enemies. I'll skip past me spawning them all. Okay, we have a giant line of enemies. I'm just going to use the Rumbler first. Here we go. Okay, it's pretty decent. Maybe about 30 feet or so. And let's try our lovely big grenade right in the center. I don't think that's ever going to get old. It blasted everything all the way to the edges. Absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to get this in hordes. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Right. So we're going in pretty much what seems like a demolition specialist down this route, which, you know, I'm all for. I think that's probably what I'm going to end up going for. And we've got 5% suppression dealt. And then we've got mobile emplacement, which is where I take 15% reduced damage while bracing a ranged weapon. Good for Gorgonims, good for Rippers, good for Gauntlets, and I suppose it's good for all weapons, really, as long as you're using that secondary fire. Got a range damage boost, always a big bonus, and I can't click it. Is that because... do I need to spend more points to get down? Oh dear, Wildspice. He hadn't clicked stability yet. Oh dear. Oh dear. Ignore. I'm gonna cut most of that to save myself the embarrassment, but it took me a good 5-7 minutes to realise that I hadn't clicked the ability. Oh dear. Range damage boost. Burst limiter override, which is 5% of triggered lucky bullet and not consuming ammo when making ranged attacks, which is going to be good for Gorgrim since they got a big nerf. We've got 200% ability cooldown reduction for 2 seconds when Lucky Bullet triggers. Okay, that's pretty decent. And good shooting. The shot that triggers Lucky Bullet is a guaranteed critical. If it hits, that's okay. It's not absolutely amazing. And we've got more burst limiter overrides, which is your chance of triggering Lucky Bullet is increased to 8%, which is decent enough, I suppose. Right, let's press reset all, go right to the start, and that's always a brilliant thing that they let us do. Get right to the back to the beginning, and we'll go again. Heavyweight, which is 30% damage to Bulwarks, Crushers, Plague Ogryns, and Reapers, and we can receive 30% damage reduction against the same. This is an old perk, and it's something that would be ultimately necessary. It's a must pick in all cases. You want to be able to kill heavy targets very quickly. And we've already seen these, but we're going to click down to get to our Bombs Away, which is our already old box of grenades. But supposedly, it always breaks open now. So, with my beautiful conga line of infested enemies, we're going to just dash it in there. And there it goes. The cluster is all located, or specifically in the center, which could be good for heavy targets, like especially for monstrosities if it's really focused. But it's a bit odd. I would have liked to see that spread outwards towards other enemies. We've done this side, so we're going to look at Slam, which is 25 impact bonus on melee attacks. Never really the biggest fan of impact, but it is good to stagger down bigger Ogryn targets, but I'm a big shovel user and the punch origins it regardless, so I'm not missing out too much there. Got some flat toughness damage reduction, and then we've got Loyal Protector, which is taunt enemies within 8 meters, making them attack only you for 15 seconds. Okay, so before I test this, I just want to see what the buffs are for it. We've got take 25% base damage from all sources. Oh, that's enemies affected by it, so that could be very good. If you taunt a priority target, that's going to be beautiful. And then we've got staggering an enemy, replenishes 2.5% cooldown of your Loyal Protector. I'd say it's almost more worth going for the 25% base damage, because you'll be able to gun down priority targets super quickly if you've taunted them, which is just so good for the team, especially if they're taking that for 15 seconds. And then it has a 50% radius buff. Yeah. Personally, I'd probably go down this route rather than being able to do it more. I don't know, helping the team kill priority targets is just such a big bonus. Any monstrosity is causing a big trouble, you're going to absolutely slaughter them down that way. So we've got some rending boost, health boost, and we've got hard knocks, which is 1% damage to your next heavy melee attack on enemy stagger, which stacks 25 times and lasts 10 seconds. The larger the enemy, the more stacks are earned. I believe we had something like this beforehand, but this is decent enough. They actually last for 10 seconds now. I think before you could expend, in the ability that was similar before, you could expend the stacks on a heavy hit, but now they just last for 10 seconds, so you could essentially have 25% damage boost, which is pretty decent. And we've got Stay Close, which is 20% toughness replenishment for you and your allies in coherency, which is a decent enough perk. Got 15% toughness, and then Attention Seeker. So blocking or pushing enemies taunts them, so you can further taunt them. I wonder if that... No, that's just Loyal Protector specific buffs. Okay, some more taunting abilities. Then we've got Get Stuck In. On activating your combat ability, you and allies gain 20% movement speed and are also immune to stuns and suppression. That's interesting. I'm going to try this one because it seems the more interesting for the immediate sense. We've got Payback Time, which is 20% damage for 5 seconds after being hit by a melee attack. Yep, I always used that beforehand, it was always good. And Bruiser, you got 5% ability cooldown reduction when you're an ally in coherency kill an elite enemy. That's great if you're in Shock Troop Gauntlet. And we've got some toughness boost. No pushover. Blocking an attack, reduces your push cost by 20% for 5 seconds. That's pretty decent. And we've got Won't Give In, which is 20% damage reduction for each knockdown or incapacitated ally within 20 meters. So that's an old buff, and it's definitely one that's good to stay, but we'll keep that one for now. Just a flat health boost. And then finally, down at the bottom of the middle, we've got Feel No Pain. You are blessed with 10 stacks of Feel No Pain. Each stack grants 2.5% toughness replenishment and 2.5% damage reduction. Taking health damage removes 1 stack. Stacks are restored every 6 seconds. Ah, okay. So each stack grants, taking health removes 1 stack, stacks are restored every 6 seconds. So every 6 seconds you get one of these stacks, and taking health damage will remove 1. So you'll take less damage the less you hit. So it's pretty decent, for especially for the taunt. Actually, that worked quite well. As long as you're not becoming a bullet sponge. You've got Pained Outburst. When Feel No Pain reaches 0 stacks, you push back enemies and replenish 25% toughness. That's pretty decent. We got the Strongest. Pushing enemies restores 1 stack of Feel No Pain, which is getting you to start pushing enemies. You know, you block an attack, reducing your push, and you're taunting them with pushing as well. And we've got Toughest, where Feel No Pain grants plus 2.5% toughness replenishment per stack, which is very, very admirable and decent. So we'll select all of those for fun, but we're going to test out Loyal Protector. So we've got a lot of enemies here, and we're just going to make sure that they can see us. Let's get that. Ooh, that was a very visceral sound. And wow. So all of our allies will get an amazing damage boost against all of these. Or all of anything that's taunted, really. So that'll be very, very interesting to see how it interacts in an actual match. Okay. Final tree. Press the big E, reset all of our progress. Let's go down to the final side. We've got Furious. For each enemy you hit during the same heavy melee attack, gain 2.5% damage on your next melee attack. So that's pretty decent. As long as you hit a nice row of enemies with a heavy attack, you'll get a lot of damage on your next melee, which could be very good for the Shovel's Light 1, Heavy 2 combination. We've got Smash 'em. Replace 25% toughness after hitting a single enemy with a heavy melee attack. That's pretty decent. And I imagine this is the multiple enemies one, so it's pretty interesting that you can have both of them at the same time now. You couldn't beforehand, so that's going to be amazing for very melee-focused Ogryns. I have a feeling, there's so much diversity here. This is actually crazy. Just that I've not actually played a match yet, and I'm like itching to get in there and try out so many different builds. Right, the big friendly rock. Toss a big rock, or hunk of junk at a single enemy. Reduced effectiveness against carapace armored enemies and unyielding enemies. You pick up a new one every 60 seconds and can hold up to 4 rocks at a time. I think I'm just going to take a quick look to see if any of these make me rock stronger. To see if it would make a difference, you know? Okay. It doesn't seem so. What we're going to do is I'm going to get rid of you, and we're going to make ourselves unseen, spawn in all of the enemies, and we're just going to test what our lovely rock does. Mutant first. Instant kill on the mutant. If you hit a weak spot, let's see if we get a normal hit. Instant kill on the mutant. Okay, that's absolutely beautiful. We got instant kill on the Ragers. It's not instant kill on an armored Rager. And we can't pick up grenade boxes, so we get them every 60 seconds. Save myself the pain, I'm not going to wait. I'm too giddy. But they insta-kill mutants whether you hit the weak spot or not, and it does heavy, heavy damage to unarmored things. Decent damage to armored targets. It's not going to do much to the Crushers because they have a lot of HP. But the rock for the mutants is an absolutely perfect treat. That's going to go in really, really handy for mutants, so I'd keep that in your arsenal if you really want to become a mutant-focused Ogryn. So we've got Final going down. We've got Slam. 25% impact bonus on heavy attacks. I think we've seen that earlier. Plus 15 toughness, a nice toughness boost. Indomitable, which is our old bull rush. Charge forward with a great force. Knocking back enemies and staggering them. Gain 25% attack speed and 25% movement speed for 5 seconds. Charge is stopped on collision with monstrosities. As it mentions here, it's an augmented version of bull rush with an increased charge distance of 100%. So that's something we're very, very used to. Let's check out the buffs for it. You can replenish 10% toughness for every enemy hit, which is very, very powerful if you're running into a horde, for example. For each enemy hit by bull rush, I love how it calls it bull rush here, but it's actually called Indomitable. For each enemy hit by bull rush, you gain a stack of trample. Trample increases base damage by 1% for 8 seconds, and max stacks is 25. I'm going to assume that that sound effect we just heard was a rock being replenished. And then we've got Pulverize, which is apply 5 stacks of bleed on enemies hit by Indomitable. Bleed got a massive buff this patch, so that could actually be pretty incredible, to be fair. Got Rending bonus, Crunch, which is 5% damage bonus and 40% impact bonus to your fully charged melee. Jeez! 40% damage bonus on a fully charged melee attack. Hold up. I've got thrust on this thing as well. Okay. I'm not as... Oh, 1,000 though. Maybe I'm not charging it fully. Hold up, let's see what this can do against... That's actually pretty good, you know. Not absolutely amazing. In fact, I was going to say I'd be interested to see what the Bully Club can do against these enemies. Okay, the time to kill is pretty decent with the shovel. Let's take a quick look at the Bully Club. Unfortunately, I don't have thrust today, so that's unfortunate. Just going to put respawning back on, and we'll have a look here. I think I'm cancelling it before I've hit him. I'm also not fully charging it, which I've just realised. We're meant to fully charge these. Okay. Yeah, it does do a lot more damage if you fully charge it. And I'm also noticing, by the way, that the Bully Club is hitting the heads of enemies. Absolutely incredible. It didn't do this before, but it does seem to be doing lackluster damage, though. Oh dear. I think the Bully Club might do with a little bit more love. Anyway, let us continue. We have Batter, which inflicts 6 stacks of bleed on heavy melee hit. Bleed has become immensely powerful, so that's great. We've got 10% heavy melee damage. And then we've got Bone Breaker's Aura, at 10% heavy melee damage for you and allies in coherency. That's always good. Got any zealots with that Thunderhammer? Gonna give them that extra boost to one-tap everything. Got some 5% melee damage. Then we're too stubborn to die, which is 100% toughness replenishment while below 25% HP. We've had that before. It was in the old talent tree or skill tree. Delight in Destruction is 10% damage resistance per bleeding enemy in melee range. We've also had that one before. There's a lot of bleeding things in here, and if you've got any teammates with bleeding abilities, chainswords, etc., that's going to be an absolute delight to have on your tree. Got Dominate, 30% rending for 10 seconds on elite kill, which is absolutely beautiful. And then we've got Become Uninterruptible while charging heavy melee attacks. That's great if you find yourself often being interrupted, but you may not want to pick that, and it may want to go down this side to get the extra damage. Got some toughness damage reduction as base, and then we've got Implaceable, 15% damage reduction while charging melee attacks. That's actually very, very good. This side does seem to be very, very melee focused. So any of you people that like melee attacks will love this one. Heavy Hitter, 5% damage for 7.5 seconds on heavy attack hits, which stacks 5 times. That's really, really good. While Heavy Hitter is at 5 stacks, gain 10% attack speed. That's really, really good. Brutish Momentum, Heavy hitter duration is refreshed by light attacks. That's really, really good. Unstoppable. While heavy hitter is at 5 stacks, toughness replaced from melee kills is increased by 10%. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is incredible. Now, I do keep banging on about how I am an absolute lover of the shovel. And my god, it's going to be absolutely incredible with these buffs. Look at the stacks I'm building. I'm building all of the stacks. Oh my goodness. And it's all just going to make me have so much damage. Look, I'm one-shotting things now. Absolutely beautiful. The shovel is going to become an actual viable all-rounder melee attack. As it can deal with heavy targets, it can smash the hordes up as well. We've got extra damage against everything. Look at that, we're just terminating everything in sight. Absolutely beautiful. We can smash this crusher in the head. What, 1,000 damage? 1,400 damage? Not even a chance in hell. Are you ready for this? Wait, what? Bang in the head. And bang. Oh, I didn't use the overhead, so he didn't die in 2 hits. Should we try this one? Here we go. Bang. Almost one-shot the guy. Smack on your back and punch in your face, he's dead. And we've got... Yeah, let's see if he had full HP. 1, 2... Oh, look at the bleed damage as well. It's in the hundreds. Yeah, no. If you want melee damage, you need the left-hand side. It's absolutely insane. Wow. This is all... I am in... Yeah, wow. I'm gonna have a lot of fun building stuff. I'm just gonna get this grenade just for the fun again. My goodness, this is absolutely incredible. Shall we see what the damage is? I think this will never get old. Jeez. Oh my goodness. This is just ridiculous, really, isn't it? Oh my days. Yeah, wow. This update is absolutely incredible. I wonder if it does. Oh, I was expecting the sound to come later than the light there. That would have been pretty cool. But yeah. That will be it for my... Jesus. That will be it for my lovely talent tree dive. And it's the first look for me, so all of this was extremely exciting. And I've got another 3 to look at, and I'm raring to go to play the game properly and build these things. So, oh, there's so much to do. So much to look forward to. Right, I'm going to leave that there. If you want to catch my Veteran Sharpshooter, Zealot Preacher, or Psyker skill tree dives, then subscribe. Stay tuned for those. They'll be coming out in the consecutive coming days, so that's tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and the day after the day after tomorrow, all in a row. So, yeah, give this video a like if you liked it, drop a subscribe if you want to stay tuned for more, and I will see you on the next video. Goodbye!